When Yamato was first introduced, the One Piece community ended up losing their mind because the endless possibilities of Kaido having a kid could bring. When her face was revealed, she ended up being one of the primary character that was favored by everyone in the popularity pool of One Piece. Which then made me think, what purpose or role will Yamato end up playing towards the ending of the Wano arc, as well as what role will the Oden journal play with Yamato's emotions, character development, as well as the end of Wano. Hold up. If you made it this far in the video and you still haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Go ahead, click that button to the right, man. It will really help me out. Enjoy the video though. Even though Yamato hasn't been in the story for that long, we can sort of tell that she is gonna be able to play a huge part in the alliance and the fight between Kaido and Luffy as well. This is apparent, or at least more apparent, when she is viewed as a major powerhouse, even at the beginning, especially when Kaido demanded that the Tobiropo would have to bring her in. Black Maria sort of implied or mentioned that that would be a hard task. Now, let's talk about Yamato's strength and how that would sort of integrate with the Straw Hat crew, as well as what sort of benefit that would add to the Straw Hat crew. It's clear that based on her base form strength alone, she is able to tussle with the Tobiropo, especially ulti on even grounds, without using her devil fruit powers and her possible hybrid form. So what could Yamato's devil fruit possibly be? My first thought is an Oni fruit, sort of like an Oni no Mi. Since we were thinking that Kaido had that, it would be ironic if she ends up having it. If not that, I could see her having sort of a T-Rex devil fruit as well. Now, what are the possible fights that she can be a part of? Well, I believe that she was going to end up fighting Jack. It would make a lot of sense if she fought Jack because of the amount of connection and the amount of trust that Kaido had for Jack. It's almost like it's a father-son, and Yamato probably wanted that. But since Inuarashi is going to end up fighting Jack, though another possibility is her either fighting Orochi, which I feel like would play more as a joke because of the whole Yamato being Oden. It would make sense that Oden, sort of a version of Oden, I could say, would be the one to take down Orochi. If not Orochi, I can see her either fighting King or Queen. I can see her being strong enough, or at least Oda displaying her true strength on fighting one of the main commanders. Like, Sanji would most likely end up fighting King, so she would fight Queen, or either vice versa. Now, my last possible guess of who Yamato will end up fighting, probably her going up to the rooftop and having a small clash with Kaido. Though it wouldn't quite make sense, I feel like we need a clash between Kaido and Yamato so we can have that emotion. It would make sense if that happened, that clash between those two end up happening, and then we go straight to a flashback. But at some points, it would make sense, or we would need to see a clash between Kaido and Yamato. Now let's talk about her role as a Straw Hat member and what possible benefits she could bring to the crew. When I was thinking about what position that Yamato could possibly be in when she, or if she ends up being part of the Straw Hat crew, one of the first thoughts on my mind was a boatswain. That's usually the third or fourth crewmate, or third or fourth mate of the ship who also works as a retainer. Though she wouldn't be a retainer for the crew, it would be like she'd be a retainer for Oden / Momonosuke. This will allow her to still follow her own ambition by traveling with the crew, but also being what she wants, which is to protect or follow Oden and his will. Kaido and Yamato's relationship seems to be a little bit weird. When we first hear about Yamato being quote unquote Kaido's son, we thought that Yamato was going to actually end up being a male. But once we find out that she was a female, it sort of changed the perspective of things on why Yamato decided that she wanted to be a male so much. Then we get more information where Yamato felt like Oden was her main goal, the person that she respected more than Kaido. And we end up feeling, or I end up feeling, that Kaido sort of resented this treatment from Yamato. That's why he sort of put those shackles on her wrists, because he was sort of regretful, as well as being very disdainful for the fact that she was a female. And knowing Kaido and his love for strength, I could see Kaido wanting a son more than a daughter. Now, what does this play between the two? This shows that Kaido's sense of dignity and knowledge, as well as his ideals, aren't something that Yamato feels that is actually proper in any sense. In one of the most recent chapters, we find out why Yamato wants to be Oden so bad. When she was 8 years old, she saw Oden be something that her dad wasn't, which was having a sense of honor, duty, selflessness, and respect. Somebody that would pretty much love his people and care about others before he cares about himself. And at that point in time, we can assume that Yamato didn't really get that feeling or have that emotional ties with Kaido because of the way that he treated her. You get a feeling throughout the chapters that Yamato doesn't really know herself as her own person. That's why people call her Kaido's son or Master Yamato, and she calls herself Oden. It seems like she's having a struggle on knowing what sort of person she is, and she's trying to branch out or travel to understand the world, but also understand herself. It would explain why she's extremely irritated and dislikes her father, and why she would rather fight against them instead of fighting with them. It seems like Yamato has a code of honor, and that's why she also enjoys displaying herself as Oden. Yamato's connection with her dad seems to be lacking because she probably feels that her dad has no sense of honor, especially after that in the Oden flashback, when they didn't let the Akazaya 9 escape. That is probably one of the reasons why she doesn't respect her father and respects Oden. Also, at some point, I can see Yamato sort of changing her name. Now, what would this mean? Her changing her name. This would mean that the name that Kaido gave her, Yamato, where it feels repressive and it makes her feel like Kaido is sort of controlling her, just like he tried making her the new shogun of Wano. It sort of allows her to be her own person, and she's going to end up realizing through Luffy, as well as through the Straw Hat crew and throughout this fight that she needs to be her own person. And doing this will allow her to create a name that will only be unique to her and her emotions. Another reason why it would make sense for Yamato to be part of the Straw Hat crew, because after reading Oden's journal, she realized even more how connected she is with Oden and how similar she is to Oden, and how she was stuck in one place, sort of shackled metaphorically and literally by Kaido, and by the position that she is in, as well as the location she is in. She realizes that she's very limited on all the things that she can do. And reading that journal, Oden's journal, made her realize that she wanted a true adventure, an adventure to the end of the Grand Line, just like Oden. And I feel like that is another reason why she would play a big part of the Straw Hats crew when they reach Laugh-Tale as well as Roadstar Island. If you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe, and comment in the comment section below that you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, and we can just talk about different things and your point of view of the topic as well. This is the 5th video out of 30. Like I've said in my previous videos, I will be doing 30 videos straight. So please subscribe and tune in for more videos.